Welcome back to St Andrews. As the team at Scottish Paranormal continue to research into the phantom coach of Archbishop Sharp, sightings around the town, and even ghostly screams heard nearby. For 3 weeks now, we have roamed the area extensively, covering some sighting hotspots concerning both Sharp and other spiritual energies. This week we wish to share a recent visit where we focus on St Mary on the Rocks and the ghostly Pier. Let's first recap on some of the highlights so far. On the 3rd of May 1679, a group of 9 Covenanters, including John Balfour of Kinloch, were waiting at Magus Muir, hoping to ambush the sheriff of Cooper. The sheriff gained information about this and decided to stay home. He knew, due to his prosecution of Covenanters, his time would have been done. On the road that day, however, was Archbishop James Sharp, so they waited, then intercepted him instead. Sharp was stabbed several times in front of his daughter Isabella before being killed by a shot to the chest. Is this the reason why his ghostly apparition is seen in multiple places in this general area? A much reported historical sighting at this week's focal point in St Andrews tells the tale of a phantom coach that races down the street, some say being pulled by headless horses. At the Pens in St Andrews, a coach believed to be that of Archbishop Sharp's, mentioned earlier, has been seen. From within the coach, it's claimed someone is frantically banging at the window. That someone is none other than the spectre of James Sharp, with the devil sitting beside him, before the horses and coach plunge into the harbour, taking the Archbishop's soul to hell.
Let's join the team in St Andrews for an audio session beside the Pens where the coach has been witnessed on many occasions.
Archbishop Sharp, are you here with us? Just confirm by giving us your name. Your energy is felt.
I think you can do better than this. It's me. Okay, so we are now at another area with an association with Archbishop Sharp, and it's near St Andrews, and it also has the tales of the phantom carriage seen in the area. There is also other stories, other sightings around this general area. Is it the land? I don't know. Is it the buildings, like this beautiful building behind us, which was a hospital at one point? We're going to do some spirit communication sessions here and see if we can pick up on anything at all. We will analyse it, And if we get any results whatsoever, they will be included in the videos in association with Sharp and the St Andrews area in general. Let's have a look.
One of the frustrating things about audio work outside is wind. While operating the session, you can hear perfectly fine. However, the microphones on the recording devices get blasted, and it, in turn, covers your captures. This happened to us and has turned what would be a fantastic capture and relevance into a half-heard capture and an element of trust needed by the people checking out our content. While accessing an area where Archbishop Sharp's daughter Isabella is still heard screaming, most likely a residual replay, we gained a piece of audio via ITC techniques that had us grinning from ear to ear. While asking if spirit was there, Sharp's daughter, or any other energies, the scanning device clearly said she might have moved on. We raved as it should not have had that long a capture. It was crystal clear to us and it fitted our circumstances and questions. However, in analysis, we have been impacted by the wind. Here is a capture anyway.
She might have moved. She might have moved.
St Mary's Church was built in 1123 as a permanent home for an order of Celtic monks. Known as St Mary on the Rocks, it's situated next to St Andrew's Cathedral, but outside its wall. St Mary's Church was cross-shaped. Its choir was longer than its nave, which allowed more space for priests. Many of the foundations are still highly visible. But are there any paranormal stories from this particular area of St Andrews?
Built into the cathedral wall, with access from the cathedral grounds, and very much visible from our investigation position, you will note a small, square tower. Known as the Haunted Tower, this is home to the oldest ghost story of the town, the White Lady. Her figure has been seen walking the walls of the cathedral ruins for centuries, always walking towards the tower before vanishing. During restoration works in 1861, a secret chamber was found in the tower, and inside there were a number of coffins, one containing the almost perfectly preserved body of a young woman, dressed entirely in white. The chamber was sealed up again, with the bodies left inside, but it was reopened a number of times to try to get to the bottom of who had been laid to rest in the tower, and why. Eventually, the bodies vanished, with no reports of where they went. The identity of the White Lady remains a mystery, and her ghost is still seen to this day. Another sighting in this area happened on the 7th of October 1902. A story was published in the Evening Post, titled, The Fisherman's Story. The tale was provided to the paper by an old fisherman, who recalled that on a stormy night, his brother had been returning home from the harbour, on the path that leads past the haunted tower. As he approached, he saw something white sticking out from the tower, and as he got nearer, he saw it was a human arm. He rushed to help, but as he reached out to grasp the hand, it immediately vanished.
Burn. Cameras in. Stephen that. Dolby. No, we got it. Like, oh, timeless. Please.
Another common sight of visiting on a Sunday, around midday, is the students walking along the length of the pier in their red gowns. This walk, known as the Pier Walk, has been a tradition in the town for many years, with the students meeting in St. Salvator's Quad after attending church, and walking along the lower, wider section of the pier, before climbing the ladder at the end, to walk back along the narrower, upper section. It is believed that the students do not always make this walk alone, with the figure of a man being witnessed at the end of the pier. Sometimes described as being in full form and other times as being merely a ghostly shadow. Could this be the energetic replay of a parson, priest of an independent parish church, from Dundee, who drowned at the pier while on his way to preach to the students in 1551? This phantom is said to walk back along the pier, with the students, matching their pace if they try to speed up to get away. Among those who have encountered this spook is the novelist, screenwriter and journalist, Faye Weldon, who studied economics and psychology at the University of St. Andrews. In an article, she wrote titled "My Glimpses of the Afterlife Mean I No Longer Fear Death," published in the Daily Mail on 22nd of May 2013, she tells of her experience, and how she has now come to accept what took place on the pier in 1951. Describing the man that she encountered, as wearing a preacher's hat and winking in and out of nothingness, she tells us that the local legend suggests that this is the ghost of a parson from Dundee, but who drowned at the pier while on his way to preach to the students in 1551. In her book, Auto de Fe, published by HarperCollins in 2002, she theorizes whether the tradition of the pier walk is the reason the pastor continues to remain in this world. With the students' walk on a Sunday, preventing his spirit from making the separation needed between the living and spirit worlds to allow him to move on. Let's join the team on the ghostly pier in St. Andrews.
Okay, so we are on St. Andrews Pier. We've just been doing some sessions and we're doing some live streaming into our subscribers group. We've had some really good stuff coming in so far. You see the guys there just now, they're still running the live stream into the subscribers group. We've had some great stuff. We thought we had Love John come through there, and there's been a few things like Mary, which could be related to St. Mary's on the Rocks, which is the ruined church area here. We'll have run sessions there as well, so we will put anything at all that we get into the video as usual.
Your boat crashed.
And again, what is the name?
Can you tell us what your husband did? What his job was? Did your husband die?
Struggle.